Alrighty, we gonna try this again, y'all. Let me reset the clock. I kind of fucked up, so... And I was on a good roll, man. Cancel, start. My bad, y'all. Word of the day. I had did a 3-minute monologue, and then I caught myself, and I said, yeah, nah, we're not gonna go that dark. I know I say everything is content, but also too, I have preached this before, but y'all will, as far as your content creators, you will only know what we show you. And there are certain things that I'm not going to show y'all just yet, especially when I just started going on a good roll and making my content and posting videos and going live and streaming. Got Streamlabs to work, by the way, to an extent. We're going to see if I can stream tonight off my Switch, and we are going to stream Dragon Quest. So I hope you guys are ready for that. I'm streaming Life is Strange tomorrow, Life is Strange 2 tomorrow. Try to get through finish episode 1 and go straight into episode 2. So y'all just bear with me a little bit. But anyway, I am going to do a word of the day, and the word of the day is depression. The reason why I want to touch on it is because, and this is where I kind of not stumbled over my words, but thing about me when it comes to talking about certain things that require emotion, I withdraw from mine all the time. I had a friend of mine tell me that I was a lot more emotionally aware, and it was a compliment, but I feel like once he gets to know me a little bit more, I think how I present myself, I may come off, but I'm really, really not. I'm telling y'all I'm not now. I mean, I'm more susceptible to bullshit than most people, but I wouldn't say I'm emotionally intelligent. I just know certain things. You can't react a certain way in your feelings about something, because at the end of the day, man, whether you cry about it, break something, lash out at somebody, there's gonna be action and reaction, if that makes sense. But the reason why I want to touch on depression, what I hate about that emotional trigger, whether it's your anxiety, your depression, your PTSD, and even a bipolarness and schizophrenia, man. I haven't been assessed with bipolar or schizophrenia, but I think that all that shit is a lot. Is all aligned with each other. The thing about it is, feeling good is like a drug to somebody who has those symptoms. And what I mean by that is that happy trigger releases something in the brain. And if I'm speaking out of ignorance, y'all please forgive me, but that to me that releases a chemical trigger in the brain, and it feels so good, equivocal to a drug. When we feel that feeling going away, we start to panic, we start to get frantic, we think, oh shit, something bad is going to happen. And because of the settings and the surroundings we're in, we be right, things have been going good. But now that emotional trigger is starting to wear off, and I'm noticing it, and my temperament has not changed yet. That's when I'm like gonna be like, fuck. But for people who have loved ones who have these symptoms, we recognize, man, and if we could stay happy forever and not deal with our symptoms and portray them and project them onto not only our loved ones with other people, we would, but this is some shit we don't have no control over. We don't have nobody to talk to. In our minds, in our lens, we don't have nobody to talk to. We don't, And then on top of that too, it's kind of like, even if we talk about it, my mind, so I can't speak for everybody else's symptoms is different, but I know for me, I'm not going to discuss my problems or some of my issues with you, because in the back of my mind, the question I'm going to pose is, what you going to be able to do for me to help me? and I'm not gonna ask you for help because I don't. And then other factors, I don't want to seem like a burden or anything. But it's just like I'm the type. I don't. It's not that I don't want you to feel sorry for me. It's just if you ain't got a fix for my problem, I'm not gonna tell you about it. If I come to you for some advice and what you would do, then from me, take that as a compliment because again, one, I hate asking people for anything, especially when it comes to emotional help, not emotional support, emotional help. Now that may be a detriment, and I know that's bad, but with what I've been around, I've learned to just not. Again, in my lens, in my life. Now, again, for those who have strong family foundations, strong backbones for when your temperament gets like this, please don't let my words make you I don't want to be a negative influence and make you think you have nobody or anything like that, if that makes sense. That's not my intent with me rambling about depression. Is just the one thing I've noticed about it. And don't even get me started on PTSD, because when I got that identifier, I was like, oh shit, okay, well damn. But depression, we're not allowed to say the S word on YouTube or any other platform. I'm just going to say the unalive word, but I've always felt like that S word was like, it wasn't really, it's an entity. It's like a demon in my eyes. And it has a voice, and it's powerful, and it gets louder and louder. And some of the signs are anxiety of that demon, how I view it. Like, I gave it a face. I gave it a face, I gave it a body, I gave it all that, But it's like the signs that demon is affecting you is your anxiety, is your depression, is your PTSD, is your bipolarness, is your schizophrenia. Again, if I'm speaking out of ignorance on those two, and for people who have it, please forgive me, because the one thing I'm not going to do is come on here and give out misinformation. This is just something that I think. I haven't done any research on it until I get assessed with it. Then I'll be like, well, I can speak on it because I have it, goddammit. But for those two, again, if I'm speaking out of ignorance, forgive me. But I put all that shit in the same category because everything has a base. And I think the base is anxiety. They have different levels of anxiety. Apparently everybody has anxiety. It's just how you grew up and what you've been around helps you manage it. Everybody in the world has depression. And it's going to sound kind of weird. Everybody in the world has some form of PTSD. And again, I'm not trying to minimize the conditions or make them seem like they're mediocre. It's just like we all have triggers. Some people's resiliency level is different from others. But I think that the bipolarness and the schizophrenia, if you get to that point, then especially if you have those symptoms, shit in the brain wise just got so fucked, and one of the reasons why, well, based on my own feelings that I was having today, because things were going good, things are still going good, and I'm gonna keep telling myself that as I fight my own battle. But there was another content creator I saw, military, same rank as me, and he's med boarding. So, like I said, if all goes well, I will be med boarding around the exact same time I hit 13 years. This cat hit 13 years, and he talked about all his problems. Dude has a heart problem. Dude has neat body problems from being airborne. And then he said, and I'm mentally mind fucked in what they put the trigger on. Just like I know there's some things I hit the nail on the head on, and y'all empathize and relate with. There are some people that I empathize and relate with too, because again, my shit came from a long list of things. Childhood, teenage year, and again, not trying to seem like a victim. Childhood, teenage years, adult years, military career, whatever. It was just, I never. And we all have a story. That's why in my interviews, that's why I tell people's story, because in my opinion, there's a level of triumph in their stories. And with everything I got going on, I'm interviewing those people because they're helping me find my triumph. Where do I start? Like, what's the base? And eventually, somebody's gonna, hopefully, but I want somebody, not now because I'm still building this channel, but I want somebody to interview me, and I tell my story. You know, whether it's mediocre or big, I tell my story, and somebody goes, wow, okay, I can get through this. Y'all forgive me. I'm gonna do about 1 more minute, then I'm gonna cut it. But things are going good, and one thing, and maybe it's because I am med boarding. You pay it. I don't know, man. I don't want to use that fully as a crutch all the goddamn time. But I want to inspire people with my content. Now, the internet is not real. One of the things that I'm noticing about content creating and staying relevant and all that other shit, people gotta be ignorant to be seen. Again, now there's certain content creators that I watch, like the Hodge twins, before they got political the way that they did. I still watch some of the stuff they put out every now and again, but like the Hodge twins, they what got me into paying attention to them was originally fitness. My realm is always going to be fitness, but there's other things to me, sneakerhead shit, gaming, and then to an extent mental and behavioral health. One thing y'all probably notice about my interviews is I ask a bunch of questions 1,000,000 miles a minute, and that's because that's how my brain works. It works in a constant ass loop, and it doesn't shut up. But and again, I'm not trying to put that on my symptoms or anything, but it's just like the thing about depression. Sometimes these talks that you have with yourself, regardless of the resiliency level that you have, it does not work. It takes treatment, it takes medication, it takes a CPAP and a comfortable ass bed. But no, let me stop. But I'm again, I wanted to touch on it because I was feeling good, then all of a sudden, when I say, and it's going to continue to hit throughout the night and throughout the days, and I have to, and only reason because it's hard to constantly keep yourself happy, especially when you're around a lot of dumb shit, but if you can generate a source of happiness and moderation around the bad shit, then I think the symptoms of everything I just said, they get better at managing, but that's just my 2 cents. I really wasn't, I didn't want to count the weekends as word of the days, but maybe I have to. It's not something I want to do, but it's just, honestly and truly, maybe I have to, because again, the problems I have aren't just within the military realm. My heart really does go out to people with certain conditions, whether it's anxiety, social anxiety, PTSD, depression, severe, major, minor anxiety and depression symptoms, bipolarness and schizophrenia, because again, man, and there's so many factors that can be used. Family, I think so. Again, y'all, social media, I'm gonna preach this. You only know what we show you. Social media is not real. Okay, you may empathize with what you see at the moment, or not empathize. You may like or whatever what you see at the moment, and this isn't like a matrix or anything. But again, social media is not real. But and I kind of get it now, more now since I've been a content creator than I was before, if that makes sense. Because realistically, I'm gonna save this for tomorrow, y'all. Anyway, the word of the day is depression, and it's just something that we got to get through. We got to fight. I'm hoping with the community, young, old, ignorant, mature, I'm hoping with the community I'm trying to build, it helps. Again, I hate conflict. I hate but at the same time, conflicts within myself I'm gonna have to face. And I feel like if I can do that, then me being on social media and putting out content will get easier. I know somewhere, because again, I come on here and I say ignorant shit sometimes. I don't do it with malicious intent. It's just my way of thinking. But also too, what I've learned about social media is, especially when you have a fan base, people may see your content and you gain a fan, and then they want to mirror the positive shit that they feel like they're seeing, when they don't realize, like, nah, this shit is bad. You know, I don't mind being the bad example if need be. Only reason is because in my mind, I do not want you to be as messed up or as fucked up as I am. But anyway, y'all, I love you. You are loved. You inspire me. You motivate me. Don't quit. Keep going. And we'll have a word of the day for tomorrow, all right? Peace.